Good morning, students. As we are done with the chapter reading in chapter 3 of chapter 3, ice skating, let us comprehend the chapter today with the video. Let's start.
Joe and Amy were sisters. Their friend Laurie lived next door to them. The three children always played together. One winter, the three children decided to go to the river. If the river was frozen, they wanted to skate on it. Joe and Laurie, the two
Joe and Amy were sisters, and their friend Laurie was their neighbor. All these three children, they used to play together, and one winter morning they decided to go to the river, and they thought that they would skate on that river if it was frozen. Joe and Laurie were older to Amy. So Amy was the younger one out of them three.
older children ran ahead of Amy. It was not far to the river, but both were ready before Amy reached them. Laurie did not see her coming. He was carefully skating along the shore, checking to see if ice was thick enough to skate on. He shouted,
I'm going on to the first bend to see if it's all right before we begin to race.
Amy saw Laurie skate up.
Joe and Laurie ran ahead of Amy, as Amy, being young, she could not run that fast. Before Amy could reach the river, both Joe and Laurie, they were ready with their skates on, and they started skating. Laurie didn't see Amy coming and was skating along the shore, that means near to the river, to check if the ice was thick to skate on. While he was skating, he shouted to both the girls that he was going through the first bend. Bend means the curved area in the path of the river, to see if the ice was thick before they began to race.
Looking like a young Russian in his furry coat and cap. Joe was skating nearby. She heard Amy panting after her run. Amy was stamping her feet and blowing on her fingers as she tried to put her skates on. Joe didn't turn around and went slowly, zigzagging down the river after Laurie.
Amy saw Laurie skating. She reached that spot late because she was young and she could not run that fast. So she reached that spot and she saw that Laurie was skating. He was looking like a Russian man in his furry coat and cap. And Joe was skating besides Laurie. She heard Amy breathing in and out, means she could hear, although she was not looking at Amy, but she could hear Amy coming to that spot, and she could hear her panting. Panting means breathing in and out fast. Like after you run a long distance, you start to pant, you start to breathe fast. So that is called panting. She could hear Amy reach the river panting, through her panting, and she was stamping her feet on the ground to, out of cold. She was feeling very cold and her hands were numb, so she was really trying hard to put on the skates. But Joe did not turn around to look at Amy. She could only hear her reaching to the river spot. Joe was busy skating and turning around, going zigzag. Zigzag means left right. So she was moving zigzag around down the river after Laurie.
As Laurie turned the bend, he shouted back.
Keep near the shore. The ice is thin in the middle.
Joe heard, but Amy was too far away to hear him. Joe looked back and saw Amy start skating and thought,
She must have heard.
Joe started to skate towards the bend. Laurie had skated round the bend and Joe was just at the turn.
As Laurie turned to the bend, he warned the other girls to keep to the shore as the ice was thin in the middle. So he said that do not come close in the middle of the river. The ice is thin there. So Joe heard what Laurie said. Just Laurie was skating. Joe was behind Laurie. She could hear what Laurie said, but Amy was too far to hear him. Jo looked back and saw Amy skating, and she thought to herself that she must have also heard what Laurie said, that is, to not to go in the middle of the river. Now, Laurie had skate around the bend, means Laurie was skating around the curve of the river. So he knew that the ice was thin in the middle of the river. Joe was also at the bend, but Amy could not hear what Laurie said, so she started to skate towards the middle of the river.
Amy started to skate towards the smoother ice in the middle of the river. Suddenly, Joe stopped and stood still. Joe turned around just in time to see Amy fall. The thin ice broke with a crash, and there was a splash of water. Joe heard Amy scream loudly. Joe tried to call Laurie, but her voice was gone. She tried to rush forward, but her feet seemed weak. She could only stand, staring with her terror-stricken face at Amy's blue hood above the water. Suddenly, Laurie shouted,
Bring a rail from the fence! Quick, quick!
Now, Joe was at the end, but Amy started to skate towards the middle of the river where the ice was thin. Suddenly, Joe stopped and turned around to look for her sister, and she saw Amy fall as the thin ice broke with a sound, and she could hear the splash of water. Amy started shouting loudly and screaming loudly. Joe called out to Laurie, but Laurie was too far to hear. She tried to rush to Amy, but her feet seemed weak. Means she was so terrified to see her sister drowning into that thin ice. She could not move. She was staring with a terror-stricken face. Means she was very scared and she was looking at Amy's blue. She could only see Amy's hood out of that water. Suddenly, Laurie shouted. Laurie came to that place. Laurie saw that Amy had drowned in, and Laurie shouted to bring a log of wood from any nearby place or any fence quickly.
For the next few minutes, Joe blindly did what Laurie said. Laurie was lying flat on the ice, holding Amy up with his arm and hockey stick. Joe dragged a rail from the fence. Together, they pulled Amy out, who was more frightened than hurt.
We must take her home as fast as we can. Let's wrap our warm things around her while I take off her skates,
said Laurie. He wrapped his coat round Amy and pulled at the straps of Amy's skates. Shivering, dripping, and crying, they got Amy home. Mrs.
Joe blindly did what Laurie said. Just as Laurie saw Amy drowning in, he shouted to get the log. And Joe did as Laurie said. Laurie was lying flat on the ice and he was trying to pull Amy out with his arm and a hockey stick. So Joe pulled a rail and she could get a rail or a log from the fence, and they together, one hand to the hockey stick and other to the rail or log, they tried to pull Amy out. Now, as Amy was out, Laurie said to take her quickly to the home, and he took off her skates and wrapped her in his coat because she was shivering badly. Now, Amy was shivering badly out of this cold water and she was crying as Laurie took her in her arms and they reached their home. Mrs. March, mother of these two girls, she opened the door.
March, the mother of the girls, opened the door. Laurie told her what had happened. Mrs. March calmly took care of Amy. Soon, Amy fell asleep, wrapped up in blankets before a hot fire. All this time, Joe ran about, with her clothes dirty and her hands cut and bruised by the ice and rails. When Amy was comfortably asleep, Mrs. March called Joe and began to bandage the hurt hands.
Are you sure?
Now, just that they got Amy home, Laurie told everything what had happened to their mother. The mother listened to all what happened and she quickly wrapped Amy in the blanket and she put her near the hot fire. Jo was nearby her sister all this while in her soiled clothes and in cut and bruised hands. After Amy was asleep, Mrs. March, she called Jo and she bandaged her cuts and bruises. Bruises means hurt. So she bandaged the cuts.
She's safe?
Whispered Joe, looking at Amy's head, which showed above the blankets.
Quite safe, dear. She's not hurt and won't even catch a cold. I think you and Laurie did the right thing by covering her in warm clothes and getting her home quickly.
Replied.
Jo was really concerned about her sister, so she asked her mother if Amy was safe. So mother was very delightfully and very happily she replied that yes, she was fine and they both did the right thing to cover her up in warm clothes and getting her home.
Her mother cheerfully,
We will never go skating again.
said Joe,
That's not right.
said Mrs. March.
You should just take care of each other when you go out to play.
Now, after all this, what happened? Jo said to her mother that she would never go for skating from now on. But her mother said that no, it was not right thing. Just for that incident had happened, it is not that you won't go out to play. You should be careful enough that you look after each other while you go out to play. So with this, we end with the chapter. And today we'll start the written work in English Fair Notebook. So first thing that you need to do is that you have to leave 20 pages. 20 pages for chapter 1 and 2. And then start today's work on page 21 of your notebook. Be careful with the spelling and follow the format exactly as given to you. Chapter number, name of the chapter, and then write down dictation words. Write down the dictation words as I dictate. Write down the first word, frozen. Frozen. F-R-O-Z-E-N. Frozen. Second word, panting. P-A-N-T-I-N-G. Panting. P-A-N-T-I-N-G. Panting. Third, stamping. S-T-A-M-P-I-N-G. Stamping. S-T-A-M-P-I-N-G. Fourth, zigzagging. Z-I-G-Z-A-G-G-I-N-G. Z-I-G-Z-A-G-G-I-N-G. Zigzagging. Fifth, smoother. S-M-O-O-T-H-E-R. S-M-O-O-T-H-E-R. Smoother. Next, terror stricken. TERROR, terror. TERROR, terror, stricken. STRIKEN, STRIKEN, terror stricken. Next, dragged. Seventh word is dragged. DRAGGED, dragged. DRAGGED, dragged. Eighth, frightened. FRIGHTENED, frightened. FRIGHTENED, frightened. Next, wrapped. Wrapped. WRAPPED, wrapped. WRAPPED, wrapped. Tenth, shivering. SHIVERING, shivering. SHIVERING, shivering. Next, dripping. DRIPPING, dripping. DRIPPING. 12th, comfortably. COMFORTABLY, comfortably. COMFORTABLY, comfortably. 13th, bruised. BRUISED, bruised. BRUISED, bruised. Then last word is cheerfully. CHEERFULLY, cheerfully. CHEERFULLY, cheerfully. Your work should be very neat and very tidy. Send in the pictures of your written work at 3 in the group. Thank you.